everybody, and welcome to another episode of Hop Takes here on Milwaukee Beer Review. As always, I'm Josh.
And I'm Ross.
And today we are headed back across the Lake Michigan to be exact, to the great state of Michigan and Grand Rapids, and we are going to try the latest variant of Founders Brewing Company's
KBS.
Yes. So, Founders continues to release different variants of this. We counted them right before we jumped on here. Nine. I believe.
I believe we got nine, yeah.
Including the base.
Yep.
And they have recently released, within the last month or so, a chocolate espresso variant of their Founders KBS. I'm pretty pumped about this one. Love coffee, love chocolate, love bourbon barrel-aged stouts. I mean, come on.
So they did the espresso one. I think that was like that might have been the first variant, or it's one of the first variants they did off of it. It was good. I really liked that one. The last couple, they've done the chocolate cherry. They did the spicy chocolate. So the chocolate, they've definitely introduced more. And KBS has always had a bit of a chocolatey, fudgy taste to it already. So adding a little bit extra flavors to that, I think makes sense.
I'm glad you said that, because I was kind of thinking as we were talking, like, this is basically a variant that emphasizes notes that you already get out of regular KBS, which is kind of awesome. Like, it should just be KBS on steroids a little bit. So the actual description on this bottle says, for decades, chocolate, coffee, and bourbon barrels have been creating delicious masterpieces. Immerse yourself with KBS Chocolate Espresso, our latest creation highlighting our favorite ingredients that have set the barrel aging standard. This symphony of rich chocolate and bold espresso flavors harmonize with notes of oak and a touch of vanilla for an unrivaled sensory experience. That's really hard to read in the dark.
You read that like you forgot how to read completely.
I was struggling to read it. The print on here is like weird, and the lighting in here is weird.
Hold a little further away and get your
get my reading glasses since I'm old. So let's crack this thing open and see what we got going on. Into our Founders glasses. That is always a dark beer. I definitely did a better job pouring than you did, which is typical. Nice mocha head on there, fluffy, pillowy, creamy.
Yeah, when I think of a barrel aged like head, like how I expected to see, this is for me kind of the standard. I always think of that like beautiful, that mocha, that dark, kind of almost like tan head that comes out of these barrel aged beers. Not to say that it has to be that way for it to be a good beer, but this is always I always think that means something good's coming.
Yes. So let's get a little nose on this thing. Whoa. That is espresso on the nose. Yeah. It is espresso all day. There's definitely like a sweet chocolatey character along with the espresso, but the espresso, like that bitterness on the nose is just like boom.
Yeah, I got a lot of foam I'm working through, but I definitely get the espresso through all that.
Mm-hmm.
It is like you kind of said, and I was kind of thinking in my head, like it's already Founders notes. Let's just crank it up a bit. And they definitely cranked up the coffee on this one, which, I mean, obviously we can say it's espresso. It should be.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I like that. So
it smells amazing. Should we try it?
Absolutely.
Cheers. Interesting.
So despite, I still get a lot of coffee and espresso, but actually the chocolate's cranked up quite a bit on the palate. Definitely more of a bitter chocolate, but that's not surprising. You're going to throw chocolate and espresso into a beer, you're going to get more bitterness to it. I like that though. Personally, it gives it a bit of that black coffee taste to it, which I really like.
Mm-hmm. For me on the palate, body of a KBS, it's medium to heavy. It's got a nice creaminess to it. For some reason, the mouthfeel on this feels a little bit lighter than what I typically get out of KBS, but not significantly. Espresso, just like on the nose, punches you in the mouth right away. It's like bitter coffee, like fresh ground coffee bitterness. And then like about mid palate, that starts to drop off a little bit. It stays bitter, but the chocolate kicks up behind it, but not a ton. Like for me, I'm not getting the bitterness of the espresso is really overpowering the chocolate characters. I can tell it's there, but it's overpowering it. It does start to kind of kick back up towards the back end of the beer and out the back, but like what lingers still for me is kind of the bitterness with a little bit of chocolate. It finishes to me. Have you ever had a chocolate covered espresso bean?
No.
Yeah, so like you can buy like packs of chocolate covered espresso beans. That's kind of what this tastes like to me, where it's like, yeah, there's that little bit of chocolate in there, but like the espresso is like the star on the palate. To me, that's kind of what I get out of this beer.
I get more chocolate than I was expecting. I didn't think to get that much. I thought the espresso would kind of take it over, especially again with already kind of a coffee forward beer. To your point though, if you like black coffee, you'll enjoy this. It's a pretty no fluff beer. And, there's two different variants in it, but at the end of the day, it's just a beefed up KBS is really what it is. Where if you really like those other variants and like the fudge or the cherry or the spiciness, and you weren't really a big fan of regular KBS, I don't know if this would be for you. I personally really like this. It's very, very tasty. It's very, very bold in its flavors. I like that little bit of bitterness. I wish there was a bit more of the spirit, but you don't get a ton of spirit taste in KBS anyways, so I'm not overly surprised.
I think you get more of it on like the base KBS. You're saying a little bit of bitterness. I feel like this is pretty bitter. It's a great coffee flavor. Like, don't get me wrong. It's a great coffee flavor, but I think it's definitely on the more bitter side of a stout that I've had, in my opinion. Now, again, it's just my opinion, but I feel like it's very coffee bitter. I wish what I was hoping for with this beer, I always look at when they release these variants, when they do like two different flavors in there, like they did chocolate cherry before. I'm hoping that the chocolate plays a stronger role since it's first. Maybe that means nothing, but I do feel like the espresso in this is the absolute star, like I said.
100%. I don't think that should come as a shock given what base KBS tastes like anyway. So,
yeah. Okay. Well, we got to give this thing a rating. This is KBS number 9 on the channel. Where are you putting it?
I give this a 4. I like it. I think it's really good. I don't think it's not blowing my socks off or anything, but it's very, very solid. Very drinkable, honestly, for such bold flavors. I think it's a solid beer. I'm going to give it a good 4.
I'm going to put this at a 3.75. Not quite 4 territory for me. If this really picked up more chocolate towards the back end, I think I would probably be closer to you. Not that 3.75 is that far off, but like it's not to get that 4 category. I've got to really be into a beer, and this is good. Would I buy another 4-pack of this though?
No.
I don't think I would. So.
Oh, good stuff. It's a good addition to the lineup. Kind of ranks probably in the upper half of the KBS variants for me. Mm-hmm. I think somewhere in there. I don't know exactly where, but it's up there.
Blueberry is at the top of the list for you, right? With that being said, thanks for checking out the channel. Have you tried the chocolate espresso variant of KBS. What are your thoughts? Do our thoughts match yours, or do they not? Let us know what you think in the comments. Check us out on the rest of our social media channels. We are on Untappd. We are on TikTok. We are on Instagram. We are on Facebook. We are also here on YouTube. So like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see all of you in the next episode.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.